Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches. What happens when you make an investment that doubles in value? Don't you feel like a genius? Well, that has happened to me in terms of Rolex watches, but I think it's just making up for some of the mistakes that I've made. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my one true great victory and a couple of terrible mistakes that I've made. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of my particular brand of crazy and genius and stupidity, I suppose, let's get rid of okay, hold on. I'm gonna slow this down. Okay, let's get rid of the quick fist watch check. Bam, here it is.
Thank you so much for watching my video. It really does help me if you subscribe, and if you already do, thanks so much for being with me. If you don't, let's do this again together.
Today, guys, I am wearing the beautiful Batman, and I kind of want to show it to you in varying angles. The sun is kind of poked behind some clouds, but depending on the angle, you can see the beauty of this blue bezel. Well, actually, apparently not so much in this light. So tell you what I'm going to do. Before we continue on here, I'm going to drop in a couple of pictures that I took moments ago before it got so cloudy. Let's take a look. So as you can see from those photos, I've got dogs in the pictures, and that is because I am a dog trainer, as you may already know. In fact, if you'd like to support this channel, I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. It's in bookstores. It's called Let Dogs Be Dogs. And if you buy that book for the dog lover in your life, you help the channel. Also by subscribing, and I'm seeing my numbers trickle up, and that really helps me. Okay, so first, the confession. I purchased this watch a couple of years ago, I guess it is now, for $7,800 complete set. It's such a complete set that I have the shopping bag from the authorized dealer where it was purchased. I have the hang tag, the plastic coffin. Yeah, that is the coffin which Rolex Switzerland uses to ship watches to various countries, including the United States. They do not ship watches in those green boxes. So the green box, it's something that you want. It's cool. Most people don't have the coffin. It's not especially valuable, but it just makes for a more complete set if you have it. I also have the original purchase receipt, and this Batman was purchased at an authorized dealer where I have done business before. So it's a reputable place, and I'm really glad to have this watch. Now, when I bought it, did I get a giant, crazy, unbelievably good deal on it? No, I got its relative price, maybe minus $200, $300 lower. I think the guy probably could have got $8,100, $8,200 instead of $7,800 on it if he had taken a whole lot more time, or perhaps had sold it on eBay. But if he had sold it on eBay, he would have had to pay eBay fees, which amount to 10% to eBay and 3% to PayPal. So he did fine, given the times on his sale. But then this watch started to creep up and up and up, and it got close to tucking up to around $12,000, even while it was in current production, which, by the way, is where the Hulk is right now. Or even, actually, the Hulk might even be tucking a little higher, might be up to like 13, more than 12 now. At any rate, this watch got up to around $8,000, and then it started to shoot up to around 12. Were there rumors that Rolex would discontinue it? You know what? Not really. I feel like this was an unexpected discontinuation. Rolex made this watch extinct with very little warning, so none of us knew. And what happened was, overnight, when the current iteration of the Batman went extinct, went discontinued by Rolex, its prices started to shoot through the roof. Now, what makes this watch special is the fact that it is on an oyster bracelet with polished center links. And the newest iteration of Batman, which has been sort of nicknamed Batgirl, does not even come on an oyster bracelet. It comes on a Jubilee. How about I drop a picture in for you here? So you can see the look and the nature of the watch has changed due to the change in bracelet, but also these lugs here have been skinnied up a little bit for the Jubilee. So the whole watch is probably slightly more elegant. Some people consider it to be slightly more feminized. I gotta say, I like this one. I initially was not a fan of these polished center links, but I got used to them, and now I feel like it adds a certain amount of masculine bling. Okay, so here's the deal. I made bunches of money on this watch. It is now selling for in stickers, which mine's not in stickers, obviously. I'm using mine, which is another topic we're going to talk about shortly. But this watch in stickers with a blank warranty card, people are paying $20,000 for it. And in its current condition, which is to say, gently used, easily touched up, no major gonks, dings, scratches, nothing wrong with this watch. In damn near like new, but slightly, worn, like, a little bit of scratchiness on the clasp that could be easily rectified. These guys are selling right now, as of today, for about $14,000, maybe even to the, maybe to the naive, maybe as much as $15,000. So do I think I'm brilliant because my investment has damn near doubled? Look, with the sun coming out, I wonder if I might not be able to show you a little better its color. Yeah, it's not cooperating. Well, at least I showed you this. Well, there you go. Did I buy this guy because I thought it was going to skyrocket in price and I thought I would be brilliant? No. I bought it because they were kind of collectible. They were in current production at the time. There was no hint that they would ever be discontinued. And I bought it because I liked it, which is why I'm currently wearing it. Guys, I have made some mistakes in Rolex also. Oh, big, brilliant sunshine. Let's have a look. Here's the problem. If the Batman has a problem, it's that you are going to be polishing center links, number one, and number two, this blue bezel, which you pay so much money for, this blue bezel and the blue on that GMT hand, it will be coming and going according to the light. You get into artificial light in the sun, you get into natural light in bright sunshine. Well, it looks great like it does here. You go inside at night and or in really dull sunshine, and that blue completely disappears, and all of a sudden you have a black. Which, by the way, at one time was not considered a good deal, except for they discontinued that sucker too, and it has shot from about $6,500, $7,000 on the used market a couple years ago, up to 10, 12. So I hit it big. I hit the scratch-off lottery by buying this watch at the right time for the right price, and that makes me feel smart and good. But let me tell you what, I have screwed up more than I have won. So I wrote... I made a video called I Hate My Rolex Daytona, which I did. I had one. I had the steel in white face, and I didn't like it, okay? I could barely, with these tired old eyes, I could barely even read the time on it. And I sold it off, and I got $8,500 for it in credit towards the trade of a James Cameron, which I still have and I do like. But I got creamed on the price. I got excited by the James Cameron. If I'd have held out, that $8,500 really should have been $9,500, which even then would have been awful, because that watch right now, I could probably turn it around for $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, maybe even $18,000. And I sold it off for $8,500. I made a whole video on not liking it, and it was one of the first videos that I made. It's got crap loads of views, so I will put a link to that in the description of this video in case you want to see pictures of me and my now dearly departed, cheaply sold off, stupidly parted with steel Rolex Daytona. If you have one and if you don't like it, pass it on to your children. Do not sell the thing. Okay, what else did I do that was stupid? Well, when I acquired this, guess what I had that I was featuring in the rotation of my other watches? I had the black version. I had the black version of this, which was discontinued at the exact same time as the Batman was discontinued. And I sold that watch after I acquired this. I kept it for about a year thinking, maybe I should just keep it. And then I thought, no, I should free up the money. I have too much money tied up in watches. This is stupid. And so I sold it off for $6,500. I was able to do that private sale, bank wire, so I had no fees to pay. And that was the equivalent of getting about $7,000 for it on eBay, which was correct. So I sold it a little cheap, but when you figure the net amount that I acquired, it was a correct amount for its time. Had I kept that watch, oh, and I paid, by the way, I should say, I made a little money on it because I bought it for $5,800 and I sold it for $65,000, but today, what did I say it's worth? Probably $10,000, $12,000. So for every watch that I have purchased at the right time and made like great money on, I have like screwed up and sold something else that I shouldn't have. And it was always Rolex Steel Sports that I look back on selling and regretted. You know, there was a time not terribly long ago when the Rolex GMT line was not particularly beloved at all. I mean, even the vintage ones you could get for you could get a Pepsi not all that long ago for like $6,000 with an aluminum bezel. Those days are gone now. You're talking $10,000 and probably still rising. So here's the situation, guys. If you own Steel Sports Rolex, and even if it's not a particularly popular model, such as a Sea Dweller, those guys have really lagged behind the Submariners, and then eventually the GMTs caught up. But who's to say, or the giant bird. At any rate, if you have a Steel Sports Rolex that is not especially popular, you might think 10 times before selling it, because you never know when that watch is just going to become spectacularly desirable. And that's what I have learned about Rolex. As much as I think I know about Rolex, there is still a certain unpredictability factor. There's the fairy dust that Rolex occasionally throws our way. You just never know. So if you have a Steel Sports Rolex that you don't like, if you don't really need the money, just stick it in the bank vault, put it in the safe, leave it alone, because you might wake up a few years later and find out that that watch has doubled in value. It gives me pause for thought, because I don't wear the James Cameron very often. I have a very nice 50th anniversary 43 millimeter Sea Dweller with the red line on it that I don't wear very often. And once in a while it crosses my mind, you know, I could sell it, I don't wear it. And then I remember that Daytona and I remember the black GMT. And that's when I think, no, I'm not parting with it at all. Now, if you have stuck with me this far, I really appreciate it. I have a guest appearance by somebody that you know and love that will be appearing next. So hang tight. Let me turn the camera off and get inside, and let me introduce my surprise guest. Hey, buddy. He doesn't care. I gave him chicken. Want to say hello to your adoring audience? He says, nope, I got chicken. Joopy. Jupiter. Hey, buddy. That's my boy. Well, guys, Marc Goldberg and Jupiter. Peacing out.